Good morning, everyone. My name is Regina Rimbert, and I am the CEO for BuyVet. BuyVet is a nonprofit organization, and our mission is to promote, support, and advocate for veteran-owned businesses. So I'm pleased to announce that we have a very special guest with us today. Her name is Cristina Villareal, and the name of her company is Loud and Clear Advisor. So I'm going to turn it over to her and let her tell you about her business and the services that they provide. So, Christina, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay, well, let me start by saying thank you for having me today. I'm very excited to be able to kick this off with you, and thank you for all you're doing to, promote veteran entrepreneurs. I think that's just fabulous, and I appreciate you.
Thanks.
Like Regina said, I'm Cristina Villareal, and I'm part of the foundership. My husband and I founded loudandclearadvisor.com, which is a single online location that strives to connect members of the military community with the resources and any service they need. When our son enlisted, we went through so many new experiences, and we're a military family. And the way we traversed a lot of it was the hard way. We didn't know what was available to us at the time. And at the same time, my husband and I were in New England. My son was overseas. My daughter-in-law was in Tennessee, and our other son and daughter were in Ohio. So that was a challenge in itself. And then when he came home, the challenges were even more different, and we didn't know how to help. I would spend so much time online trying to learn. Before I knew it, it would be midnight and 1 a.m. Meanwhile, I still wasn't helping him. And, as a mom, we're wired. We should be able to help them. So I would get so angry at times, and I would ask, why isn't anyone helping these guys? And one morning, I woke up with a very clear, very different question. What lets me off the hook? And I think that comes from being married to a soldier and raised by a Marine. Figure it out, get it done. People are depending on you.
Yes.
And so from that point on, my husband and I changed our energy, or refocused our energy, and we started to put some ideas together. We went through so many ideas, and we started to put some programs together to help these returning service members. So through the course of doing this, we discovered there were so many nonprofits that do amazing work and have specialties in very specific, much needed areas. So it was already there. So we pivoted, and it wasn't that there weren't any resources, it's that I couldn't see them.
Yes.
And through the course of breaking down all the scenarios that we had gone through, we landed on providing one central online location. And there's such a science behind how search results appear online. And then there's such a variance across all these amazing organizations. For instance, many might have a very intricate online presence, and they could have a marketing department. Other just as amazing organizations may have very small teams and a single web page. So as you can expect, some are going to appear on page one of your search results, and some are going to appear somewhere else, if at all. And I remember so many times I would actually find a resource that I thought I could pursue. I'd go to sleep, and then the next day, or the next week, I couldn't find it. And it's because that science behind those search results changes every day. And then while younger folks are very tech savvy, or thought to be very tech savvy, it's often the family members that are the ones looking for help. So Loud and Clear Advisor, loudandclearadvisor.com works to level the plane of awareness across various organizations, and then also levels the ease of use of this search for all family members. And we're so excited to be able to kick this off. And again, thank you for having us here and letting us introduce
That's awesome.
loudandclearadvisor.com.
All right, that's awesome.
Thank you.
So have you been impacted by the coronavirus or the pandemic during your startup?
Sure, sure. So I think that we were probably, excuse me, I thought I heard an echo. Sorry about that. We sure have. I would say we were about 60%. We were, over the hill, getting this ready to launch when COVID hit.
Yeah.
And so everyone kind of went into the oh gosh, what's it called? The quarantine. So a lot of the networking that we were doing and a lot of the services and experts that I was being connected to through this networking, that kind of got impeded quite a bit. Not to mention some of the people that we were relying on or working with were going through the virus themselves, or a member of their family had done that.
Right.
So there were definitely some impacts there, and it did slow us down. But things keep moving. I think that the trick is, just keep moving. It might not be the pace that you wanted, and it's a disappointing, that we couldn't launch in 2020, with a name like Loud and Clear. That's where the name comes from. It was so hard to find this information. We wanted that information to be loud and clear. And so to be loud and clear in 2020, which is, 2020 vision, we were just going to have so much fun playing with that. And so, some things are disappointing, but, when you just focus on what's important, you can accept a slower pace. You can accept, that you have to learn more to get past these challenges that come up.
Yeah. So this is exciting. I mean, you cover a lot of territory. You're a military spouse, you have military children. So yeah, this is awesome. So what piece of advice, after everything you've gone through, can you offer to a fellow veteran that's in the process of starting a business or wants to start a business, or, they're kind of new, can you offer any advice to them to help them, grow? Or
oh gosh, that could be a fireside chat in itself. I swear. I've been doing so much reflection on it, and I think that would be the first place, is to just kind of start to bank these lessons that you're learning, because you can pay it forward to others, and there's going to be challenges that come up that are similar, and you can pivot some of the lessons you learned in the past to get through the ones that come up next. But I think the most important piece of advice I would give you would be to take care of you. It's so important to take care of you so that you can stay in the right mindset. Your mindset is so important in how you drive this project through fruition. And that covers a lot of territory, so it's no small task. It's not a small piece of advice. You want to be in a good mindset so that you are spending time on what serves you. So there's going to be all kinds of no's, brick walls. I like to call them brick walls just because I love the notion of busting through a brick wall. You're going to get responses that are so surprising, and it can really take you back, and it can distract you. And so if you can stay in the right mindset, then you can, distinguish what you should be spending time on and what you shouldn't. And no's and brick walls aren't something to ignore. There's still lessons to learn from there. Why was it a no? Could you have presented it differently? Could you have asked somebody else? What was it that you could learn from that? So I wouldn't ignore the no's or the brick walls, but if you're taking care of you and you're in a good mindset, you can make lessons out of those hard no's. I think that the other thing is your health. It's just so important for your endurance to stay healthy, and we need you around to be able to do all these wonderful things that you have in your
Yeah.
mind that you want to do to improve things. So the biggest piece I would say, I hope I'm not mangling this, but because I think it's so important, the biggest piece is just to take care of you.
Yeah.
And I think right behind that is your network. Your
Yeah.
network is so important, and to
Yeah.
keep building on that, because anytime things do come up, you have someone to turn to kind of, you know, guide you back on your path. And if at one point you do get knocked down a peg, your network is the one that gets you back up there. And
Yeah.
if it's another member of the military community, you're so fortunate, because they're going to make you feel so silly for even spending time, you know, getting backing down.
Yeah.
They're gonna make you like, what are you doing? Get back after it. So definitely your network would be number 2 in my mind.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome advice, and thank you. And that's what BuyVet is all about. We're trying to bring all of our veteran business owners together so that they can have that mentorship, you know, and someone to bounce ideas off of, and you know, just work together. I mean, we're trained for teamwork, and you know, so that's what BuyVet is all about. We're trying to bring all of our veteran business owners together, and we're so fortunate, you know, to have you and the others that are supporting us. We can't thank you enough. So thank you for everything that you're doing and your service. And we really appreciate all that you're doing. So thank you.
Right back at you, Regina. Right back at.
Okay. All right. Have a great day.
All right. Take care.
You too.